Hello YouTubers, Joe Kersey here on Thursday, December 29th, 2016 at 17:20 in the afternoon Eastern Time. Turn the whiter shade of pale, 15 Vestal Virgins heading for the coast. I didn't get that right. Well, I'm not a Vestal Virgin by any means, and I'm certainly not heading for the coast. And certainly not the West Coast anytime soon. Certainly not Southern California. I don't know what brought that on. Like a moth to the flame, you just got to make a YouTube video, don't you? Just got to make a YouTube video. It's a very, it's a hobby that very much engages one, quite unexpectedly in my case. But it really is, I hate to use the word community. I really do. I'm sorry I'm using that. It's such a jargon word. And so easy to misuse and over, happy eyes. Oh, it's the community. Give me a break. But it is of a sort. I've talked with people all over the world and become very good friends with one of them. I would never have encountered these people before. And I think there's a certain critical mass of people who watch you that when that starts to happen, people start looking at you. They may not subscribe. They may subscribe and then click off after a few times, but that's where things start to roll a bit. Now, I'm not in this for money. I don't monetize any of my stuff anymore. Largely because I like to swear a lot. I know that turns some people off. But I'd like to welcome a few new subscribers here recently. Eugene Balin, or Ballin. History Fun Facts. Singing for the Creator. This individual has a very wonderful voice. Karen for You, the 4 being a number, Karen for You. And then I have, of course, people who ongoingly comment pretty nearly every time I put something up, like Gail Crabtree, Dawn Rambles, Ed Bennett, of course Tony Pincham, Tony BZ. He's known as Hyperbolic Grind. It's All Gravy. And then there's those people always respond to a comment. The one fellow who doesn't necessarily comment spontaneously, but responds to a comment I leave on his videos is a guy named John Scholl out of Florida, and his channel name is Videohead. I've been watching him now for about 3 years. He's really good. And then when I leave a comment on Roland West's channel or the Lowdown or Jamie's channel, I don't know his last name, but their channels are respectively Rolly and the Lowdown. Yeah, I mean I appreciate that sort of interaction. I really do. So thank you all, guys. Now, on to today's events. I was in the midst of trying to use my Safari. I have an extension for Safari called, I call it YouTube Downloader. But it wasn't working. And after I upgraded or updated to Safari, not Safari, you know, OS Sierra 12.2, it's become a real pain in the behind. To get the extensions to work, you often have to enter your password on Safari. Didn't seem to work, make this YouTube downloader work today. So I had to, look around. I reinstalled it. I don't know if that's going to help or not. It didn't work for the one I was trying to download. I actually had a standalone independent program I bought. I paid $30 for it about 3.5 years ago. It's one of the first ones I bought. It was called Mac X YouTube Downloader. It doesn't work in this Sierra version anymore. So they want you to buy an entirely new program for $30. Well, screw that. Modern day problem, first world problems. And then I got a phone call from this friend of mine, of course, right when I'm trying to do all this, right in the middle of trying to figure out what to do. I mean, this guy has a talent for doing that when he calls. I mean, he seems to sense when I'm engaged in doing something and he calls me. And on one level, I have kind of a quasi-doctor-patient relationship with him, and so of course I have to answer. And he's got a tremendous amount of edema in his legs. It's been increasing over the last, well, 1.5 years, really. And he's got shortness of breath. He's very obese, or gotten profoundly obese, well, much more obese in the last 4 years, let's put it that way. His situation isn't helped by the fact that, well, he has major coronary artery disease, for which he was operated on. He's done pretty well. He was operated on in 1992. He's done pretty well since then. But he and his wife travel extensively, quite often to the Far East, and of course those are long plane rides. And he's a setup for all sorts of problems. And, he went and saw his doc, and she said, well, she thinks he's in selective right heart failure, which might be the case because he's got sleep apnea, and he's chronically retaining CO2, and it's hard to tell. He's clearly in some degree of low-grade cardiac failure. And then she raised the idea that he might be hypothyroid, and that may be the case. You look at him. Yeah, I hope he gets it figured out. He's going to have a cardiac echo here next week. So, he's not urgently sick, but he needs to get something sort of sorted out and figured out. So that was me with my doctor hat on today. Okay, well, there we are. The candles are back. That's not a current picture, obviously, but I like that one. So I thought I'd show it to you again. So I'll say bye-bye, YouTubers.